Hello friends, today we are going to study a very interesting chapter from your snapshot book, and the name of the chapter is Ranga's Marriage. The author of Ranga's Marriage is Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. He was a well-known writer in Kannada language, and he was the fourth among Kannada writers to be honored with the Gyan Award. So it's really a proud moment for all of us, and he was very much educated, born in 1891 in Hosahalli. It's a small village in Mysore, and he died on 6 June 1986 at the age of 95 years. His first work was Rangana Maduve, written in 1910, and his last work was Matugura Ramana, written in 1985. So let's see the story. So here are the characters from this lesson. We have narrator whose name is Shama. Okay, then we have Ranga, he is the accountant's son. Shastri is an astrologer who basically studies the signs of stars. Ratna is a young girl of 11 years of age who gets married to Ranga in the story. Ramarao is a villager, and Ratna is niece of Ramarao. And we have another character whose name is same as that of narrator, Shama. He is basically a young son of Ranga who is just 3 years of age. Now let's through the difficult word meanings from this lesson. There are a lot of words. Let's go them one by one. Fancy means imaginative. Cartographer. Cartographer is a person who basically make maps. Gadabu. It's basically a South Indian fried sweet which is basically filled with coconut and sugar. Glowingly means praisingly. Flea pested means an animal who is affected with small insects that irritates the animal and the animal runs here and there. So flea pested means any animal who is irritated by these small insects. Madhavacharya, he was an exponent of Vedantic philosophy from South India. So basically an old ancient South Indian philosopher. Okay, Janevara. Janevara basically in the story means Janeyu, which is a sacred thread borne by the Brahmins. Anaya. Anaya is a very respectful word or a word in Kannada which is used for an elder. Brahmarandra. Brahmarandra is basically a soft part in the child's head where the skull bones join later. Disgraceful means shameful. Muttering, when somebody speaks slowly, we can use the word muttering. Pleasantries means talks of fun and laughter, jokes, funny experiences. Chattering means talking. Shriveled means wrinkled and shrunken. Embarrassed, when somebody is nervous or ashamed. Roasted means cooked. Favorable means auspicious. Now there are many more words. Let's see the second list. Accompanied means went along. That means when somebody goes with someone else. Narrator, the one who narrates the story or tells the story. Paraphernalia means personal belongings of somebody. Astrology is basically signs of stars and planets. Harikatha means the story of God or Lord Hari or Vishnu. Palmyra are basically kind of an Indian tree. Moss in the story means mud. Absolutely means surely. Marvelous means grand. And childish means doing childlike activity. Okay, so now let's start the story. In the story, the narrator tells the readers about the title of the story, which is not very fancy. As you know, the title of this story is Ranga's Marriage. But the reader just wanted to keep it simple and he doesn't want it to be very fancy. So he said that Ranga's Marriage is a simple title which he is choosing. The story is based on a village which is Hosahalli. This village is in Mysore and it's a very small village that nobody has ever heard its name. Okay, not even any cartographers, that means anybody who makes maps, so not even any cartographer has ever mentioned or drawn this map of this village on any of the maps of our country. Now, this village, which I said, Hosahalli, is located in Mysore, and as per the narrator, it is famous for its extra sour unripe mangoes. Now, these mangoes are so much sour that a one bite of such mango can cause severe cough. Okay, and then the narrator recalls a 10-year-old story from his village when there were no English speaking people. The village accountant was the first person who dared to send his son to study in Bangalore. So when Ranga returns to the village, the whole village collects around Ranga's house. An old lady even touches Ranga's chest to check whether he is still wearing the Janayu, that is the sacred thread, or not. And after confirming the same, she tells the whole village that yes, he is wearing the Janayu, and that means Ranga has not changed his caste or religion after coming from the city. The narrator then finally meets Ranga at his home, and Ranga greets the narrator not just by folding his hands or doing a namaskar, but by bending down and touching his feet. The narrator gets very much impressed and he even blesses Ranga, saying that may he gets married soon. Next afternoon, Ranga again visits the narrator's home, okay, and gives him some oranges. The narrator discusses Ranga's plan about marriage and gets depressed after knowing the fact that Ranga has no interest in marriage at that moment. The narrator discusses lot of things with Ranga. He takes his viewpoint that why he doesn't get wants to marry at an early age. So on this, Ranga replies him that he's actually looking for the right girl and why he should get married at a young age. He even gives an example of a newly wedded couple, okay, in which the guy was of 30 years of age and his wife was just 25. So he tells the narrator one more time that he should wait and get married only when he is able to find a suitable girl, not marry a girl at a very very young age. But the narrator makes up his mind that he will surely get Ranga married soon. The narrator then thinks of Ratna. Ratna was a young girl or niece of Rama Rao. She was just 11 years of age and she had come to stay with Rama Rao as her parents were not alive. Ratna was also from a big town, so she knew how to play veena and harmonium. Luckily, Ratna also had a very sweet voice. As I said, both her parents had died and her uncle Ramarao had to brought her home in Hosahalli village. So the narrator decides that Ranga was just the perfect or the right boy for Ratna, and Ratna is the most suitable bride for Ranga. The very next morning, the narrator goes to Ramarao's house and tells Ramarao's wife to send Ratna for collecting some buttermilk. He also invites Ranga to his home. After some time, Ranga reaches narrator's house and he is very much attracted towards a melodious sound coming from the room. He tries to come inside the room, but then Ratna stops singing and she runs inside the house. On this, Ranga tries to find out more information from the narrator, but the narrator doesn't tell anything to Ranga. The narrator also tells Ranga that the girl is already married and he should not bother about her. On this, Ranga gets really disturbed and he returns to his home. The next day, the narrator meets his friend Shastri, who was the village astrologer, and the narrator discusses something about Ranga and Ratna. He also informs Shastri that he will meet him again the very same day. The narrator then introduces his name as Shama to the readers in the story and he visits Ranga's home. After reaching Ranga's home, he identifies that the Ranga looked very sad and depressed and he was lost somewhere. He then takes Ranga to Shastri and he tells Shastri to read out the prediction of the stars for him. Shastri, after reading his books, tries to predict and tell Ranga that he is basically lost in the thoughts of a girl whose name might start with something related to the ocean. Shastri even tells the girl name and tells that it could be either Kamala or Panchi or Moss or Pearl or Ratna. On hearing this, Shama quickly confirms that the girl name is actually Ratna, and he even asks Shastri that if there were any chances of marriage of Ranga with her. The astrologer Shastri confirms that both Ranga and Ratna are perfect match. After this, Ranga not only returns to his home but starts thinking about this. And then we get to know at the end of the story that actually Ranga and Ratna they gets married and they are also blessed with a boy. Ranga invites Shama, the narrator, to his home on dinner on the occasion of his son's third birthday. Shama visits Ranga home with his sister so that she could also help Ranga's wife for preparing dinner, as Ranga's wife was 8 months pregnant and was about to deliver the second child after a few weeks. The narrator Shama is also surprised to know the fact that Ranga kept his son's name as Shama, which was same as his real name. And he even asked Ranga that why he has kept the same name. Is that because that Ranga actually loved Shama for getting him a suitable wife? Finally, narrator kisses the young child of Ranga on his cheek and he places a ring on his tiny little finger as the birthday gift. And this is how the story ends. So, in this story, the narrator tries to talk about his small village and why it was also an important, and he also recalls a story of a young child called Ranga who was the first person from the village to go to city and learn English. So this is a very unique story which talks or tries to reflect the life of a small villagers in a village like Hosahalli, which is in Mysore. So this was all from my side. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more educational videos like this. Till then, take care and stay safe.